Today, we're talking about something that's way more than just a rainy season. It's a massive weather engine, one that basically decides the fate of over 1 billion people. We're diving straight into the Indian monsoon, a force of nature that is, and this is no exaggeration, a nation's very lifeline.
And that's not an exaggeration at all. This quote just nails it. The monsoon is woven into the very fabric of Indian culture. We're talking everything from ancient poetry and music to festivals and daily life. It all moves to the rhythm of these rains. A good monsoon? That means celebration and prosperity. A bad one, well, that can mean real hardship. And here's why it matters so much. A staggering 64% of the population depends on agriculture for their living. Think about that for a second. And since only about half of that farmland has modern irrigation, the monsoon isn't just important, it is everything. It's what fills the rivers, recharges the groundwater, and its performance sends ripples through the entire economy, affecting food prices, jobs, you name it.
So, how does this giant weather engine actually work? It might seem super complex, but when you break it down, it's all driven by a few really fascinating core principles. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the word monsoon itself comes from the Arabic word mawsam, which just means season. And that's the absolute key. It's a massive seasonal reversal of winds. In the summer, the Indian subcontinent heats up way faster than the ocean around it. This creates a zone of low pressure over the land that acts like a giant vacuum, pulling in all that cool, moisture-packed air from the sea. And that right there is what brings the rain. Now, here's something a lot of people don't realize. India actually has 2 monsoons. The southwest monsoon from June to September, that's the big one, the main event. It delivers about 75% of the country's total rainfall. But then, as the land starts to cool down in the winter, the whole system reverses. The winds blow from land to sea, creating the northeast or retreating monsoon, which is absolutely vital for southern states, especially Tamil Nadu. So what flips this giant switch back and forth? Well, it's this massive belt of low pressure that circles the Earth near the equator. It's called the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ. As the sun moves north during the summer, this belt follows it, shifting right over India. It basically supercharges that vacuum effect, pulling those monsoon winds onto the subcontinent and kicking the whole season into high gear. But here's the crazy part. The monsoon isn't just a local show. What happens thousands of miles away in the Pacific Ocean has a massive say in how things go. When you have an El Niño with its warmer ocean water, it tends to mess with global wind patterns and often leads to a weaker, drier monsoon for India. On the flip side, a La Niña event with its cooler waters usually strengthens the monsoon, sometimes bringing so much rain it causes floods. It's a global push and pull.
And this brings us to the biggest challenge of our time. This life-giving system, which has been pretty reliable for centuries, is becoming dangerously erratic. There's no other way to put it. Climate change is messing with its fundamental rhythm.
So this is the question we all have to face now. When the very pulse of a nation becomes unpredictable, what are the consequences? What happens then?
The data here is, well, it's pretty shocking. Between 1950 and 2015, central India saw a 75% jump in extreme rainfall days. We're not just talking about more rain. We're talking about the rain coming down in these incredibly violent, concentrated bursts that cause flash floods and all sorts of damage.
And here's the real paradox. At the very same time, the number of long, dry spells during the monsoon has also gone up by 27%. So you get this crazy whiplash, destructive downpours, followed by long, anxious weeks with no rain at all. This volatility, this is the new and dangerous reality. With all this chaos, being able to predict what's coming becomes more critical than ever. It's basically a race to predict the unpredictable. And it's amazing to see how science is stepping up to the challenge. And the results? They're genuinely impressive. Just look at this table. It shows the recent track record of the India Meteorological Department, or IMD. They predict rainfall as a percentage of the LPA, which is just the long-term average rainfall over 50 years. As you can see, for the last 4 years, they have been almost perfectly spot on. In a world of climate uncertainty, this kind of accuracy is a huge, huge win.
And this isn't just about getting percentages right in a report. This accuracy has real life and death consequences. The IMD has boosted its overall forecast accuracy by 40% in the last decade. But look at this last point. Thanks to their precise warnings, deaths from cyclones have plummeted from 10,000 in a single storm back in 1999
to practically zero in recent years. That's the power of good science. But just predicting the weather is, it's playing defense. Now, India's shifting to offense with a really ambitious new plan to get ahead of the curve. It's called Mission Monsoon. So what's the game plan? Well, this new mission is basically a blueprint for making the entire nation weather-ready and climate-smart. It's built on 3 key ideas. First, observe everything better, using better radars, satellites, the whole shebang. Second, translate that data into real impact, with early warnings that people can actually use. And finally, help critical sectors like farming and energy make smarter decisions based on that info.
Which leaves us with this one final huge question. The science is getting better, no doubt. The planning is getting smarter, but the monsoon's own rhythm is changing faster than ever before. So the ultimate test is this: can our technology and our planning actually keep pace with the accelerating pulse of nature itself?